So my hobbies have definitely fluctuated. I tend to pick hobbies up, do them for a bit, and then kind of move on to the next thing. Hobbies include things like, watching the Mets on occasion win. Avid runner, I've been running a lot. Tend to boulder and rock climb every once in a while. So I like being kind of active. My name is Santiago Uribe-Cano. I'm a 6th-year Ph.D. student in the Behavioral Cognitive Neuroscience program at the GC. And my mentor is Uribe-Cano here today. What my work is focused on is understanding how this very specific type of interneuron in the basal ganglia, or more specifically the striatum, which is a subcompartment of the basal ganglia, how this type of interneuron influences the flexibility of behavior, and also how the activity of this type of interneuron is regulated by something called the integrated stress response. So what that is a collection of pathways in almost all our cells that deal with things that basically stress a cell out. So that can be viral infection, low nutrient availability, things like this that allow the neuron or the cell to respond to stress. And so that's relevant also in disease because you have disorders such as Parkinson's where the striatum, this area that we look at, degenerates and basically becomes dysfunctional. So understanding that in the healthy brain helps us then understand how to deal with it in the disease brain. So my family is from Colombia in South America, and I got to grow up visiting them and spending time with them down in Colombia. And all of them live in cities there in Colombia. And one thing I realized is that there's just an energy of being in a city that I love. Always something to do, but also just the energy of people going about doing what they're doing. You have so much exposure to culture, art. My dad got his PhD in particle physics at the University of University of Massachusetts, Amherst, and he then went afterwards to do a postdoc at the University of Texas in physics. So he was a strong presence in my life of kind of having that inquisitive mind of always asking why things are the way they are. So having that influence at home really kind of, I think, set the stage for not just myself, but my sister also went into science, set the stage for us to want to try to contribute to the understanding of the world through research. Ideal scenario is stay in research, so I feel very lucky I'm getting to do what I love to do. And so, the next step would be pursue a postdoc, get to kind of research maybe a different area of neuroscience with some different techniques, some different approaches, and then ideally eventually have my own lab someday, have PhD students of my own that I can mentor and kind of direct that ship of research in the direction that I find interesting.